They say we controversial and we breaking the virtues. Now that we in
And we're back. Another fun episode of Jayce Mase. Mase, how you doing?
I feel good. How are you feeling?
Good?
Yep.
I'm good. I'm a little spicy, but you know, it's summer in California. So
It's always summer here.
Kinda. It gets cold at night.
Okay.
Anyways, so this episode of Jayce Mase, we're going to be discussing the hoe phase.
My favorite topic.
We know. So actually, I want to start off with your stages of hoe phase.
Okay. So I came up with this theory about the 5 stages of being a hoe. But this is in relationship to breaking up. Because most hoe phases generally happen because of a breakup. So there is the first stage, which
It's very circumstantial.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess some people just hoe because, but we'll get to that.
Right.
So the first stage is the guilty hoe. You break up, but there's a desire for attention, so you start hoeing, but you feel guilty because you're not over your ex. Have you experienced this? Like a fresh breakup?
Like, I feel guilty.
Because you want the attention.
And then you feel bad after you hoe?
Yeah. Because you're not over the relationship. You're not over that.
No.
It's that whole, the fastest way to get over someone is to get under someone new.
If I hoe, it's because I want to.
Well, you're a very progressive hoe, and I applaud you for that.
I mean...
But a lot of people are... a lot of people are not like that. They still want the attention. They're still dealing with the emotional after effects of a breakup. Mm-hmm. And they want attention. They want to feel wanted. They want to feel desired. They want to feel loved. And so they go out and they start...
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Because I have definitely been in a position where I hoed to kind of validate myself, if you will, after a breakup. Where I felt more... It wasn't a thing of me needing attention. I think it was more of a need of me affirming myself and my sexuality and my being. And I know, but I was conscious of what I was doing. I knew that I was out there dipping and doing
so
to feel better about. I was a woke ass hoe.
Yes.
And it worked. Like, I really felt better about myself after my scented hoe phase. I didn't feel guilty at all, but I knew that that's kind of what I needed at the time. I was able to be honest with myself and kind of dig deep inside and come out, all right, well, what is going to make me feel better? And low-key being a hoe was that cure, and it worked.
Okay, so that's stage 1.
Are you a guilty hoe, though?
I've been there.
Okay.
I've experienced we just broke up, so let me hook up and see who's out there so I can feel better about the situation.
And you felt bad after. Because you were using.
Right, because I was trying to make myself better. You put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, so to speak. You never heard that? You never heard that expression?
Black Lives Matter.
Okay, so anyway, you move on to the second. It's the vindictive hoe. You're angry at your ex, so you channel all that anger and frustration into hoeing. And each hoe session is just a big F you to your ex. So you're angry at this point. You're mad. You're like, F you. I got it going on. I can get whoever, whatever. I can pull this one, that one, and the third. And so you're like going after them, proving again, because you don't like. Remember, we were talking about being rough. But anyway.
I never said I didn't like that. I said it's not the show for that.
If this isn't the show for that, what show is?
Okay, so the vindictive hoe. But what's the point of being vindictive unless you're going to post the video online or something?
Because it's internal. You can feel vindicated. Like, a lot of times people do things so they can say, I did this to you. And, they feel better about it. And, again, it goes back to affirming yourself, your self-esteem. You feel like you still got it.
So that kind of goes to, and ironically the show is called Insecure, about how, what is the ex-boyfriend's name?
I've never watched the show. I don't watch TV, so there's that.
It's an app for that. Okay. But anyways, they were getting back at each other by having sex with different people.
Exactly.
But the point of that is the other person found out. That's how they feel bad. What's the point of getting back to that somebody if they never know?
But sometimes they find out, you tell friends, people talk. Very few things happen in social groups where people date that other people don't find out about.
I will say this, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I didn't even say what I had to say yet. So, pump your brakes, baby. I don't think I've ever had sex for someone who's not even in the room. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not gonna have sex with the mindset or the vindictiveness or
sometimes people do things like, I'm going to have sex with your friend. And you may not ever find out about it, but I'm going to do that as a way to say, fuck you. Or I'm going to go after somebody I know you had a crush on, or somebody who looks like you, or a variety of different things as a way of getting back.
See, okay. I'm nobody's angel.
We know.
We all know I'm no one's angel, but what I will say, like, I'm a loco and I am a considerate. I'm not ever. I could say, to in my 30 years of life, I have never knowingly been the other person in a relationship or in a situation. I have been put in that position before, but I found out afterwards. And after I found that out, I did not continue to do that. I know there's some people like, oh yeah, well, I was the woman at one point in my life and I just accepted my role. I can't do that. I couldn't even, oh my God. Have you been the other woman?
Well, no, because I'm not a woman. But there's a whole nother show for that. But we're going to move on to the next stage, which is the tit-for-tat hoe. So then you find out your ex is seeing someone else, and you start hoeing to one-up them. And it's kind of related to the vindictive hoe, but it's finding out that the person that you were in a relationship with, that you may not necessarily be over, is dating someone else. So now you kind of want to show that you can do it too.
I could see that.
You know?
But I think that's more coming from a place where I was like holding on to the relationship. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of saving myself physically for, okay, well, we're broken up right now, but maybe
we'll get back together
in a month or two, that we'll get back together. But if I know that they're out there dipping and doing, I think that's the signal for me to, all right, cool, it's time to move on.
Right, but it's not necessarily the signal to move on in a healthy way. A lot of times people do that as a way to show, again, their ex maybe not necessarily directly, but indirectly through other people or sources that, hey, I can do it too. If you're dating someone else, if you're seeing someone else, I can do it too. So people may post pictures on Instagram or Twitter or whatever in hopes. I know you're scrunching your face up, but a lot of people do things in hopes that people will send it to their ex, or that their ex will hear about it, or whatever.
Okay, see, I've been on the other end of that, to the point where someone I was dating in the past, we broke up, and after that, it was, I'm not going to say a social media attack, but there was just a lot of curated content that I knew was intentionally meant to be sent to me indirectly. And to the point where I had to tweet out, stop sending me, I know XYZ is going on. And so I think that is just also a level of maturity, because I didn't care. Like, we broke up. When I'm the type of person, once we break up,
it's over.
It's over. Like, there's, I wouldn't say it's a hard over, but I understand that if you do something outside of our relationship, then that's you.
So what's the soft over? Like you said, it's not a hard over.
Like,
so
there's the potential to get back together. So if we break up and there's still feelings involved, or we may have been irrational, or whatever the case may be, I cannot hold you accountable or get mad at you for something that you did outside of a relationship, even though we broke up a day before. Will it hurt my feelings? Absolutely. But you were single at the time.
You're a fuckboy enabler, by the way.
What? If you were not together,
like, okay, you break up and then they have sex, and technically they're single, but if you get back together, and then it's a whole, well, we weren't together.
We weren't. When it comes to that, I'm very, very black and white. If we're together, we're together, and if we're not, we're not. Okay. So whether I do something or you do something, if we're together, you're cheating on me. If we're not together, you did not. If we get back together, if we break up on Monday, you have sex with someone else on Tuesday, we get back together on Wednesday, I'm not going to say I can't be mad.
Because you will be mad.
Because I will be mad. But at the same time, that's not been. You were single. I don't think that's a fuckboy enabler at all.
Yeah, okay.
That's my thought.
All right, so the fourth stage is the depressed hoe. So you've been hoeing for a while. You've been going and hoeing and just pounding the pavement, but you feel empty inside. But hoe is life, so you keep going. Have you ever been a depressed hoe? Because I have. I've been there. I've been at the state where I was just blowing through them, and it felt kind of empty at the end. It's like, all right, well, that's it. Like, it's not fun anymore, but I've been doing it for so long.
So you were like comfortable in your wholeness.
Yeah, I was
you
like
were saturated in your wholeness.
pretty much.
Like
Hoe
a
was
sponge.
life, and I was soaking it up, and I was just being a hoe, but it wasn't enough. You know, you wanted a little.
This pounding sound makes me cringe every time you do.
I would say sorry, but I'm not.
I know.
But being that kind of hoe and being depressed because you want a little bit more and it's not giving you what you want.
Well, that's okay. Can we also
It
like
starts to feel
depressed
empty.
hoe / void seeking hoe?
Okay, let's talk
Because
about
I do think that, and I think I had been in that place before where I was trying to fill a void that had nothing to even do with sex, but it was something where it was something to do that kept my mind off of something else.
that. Right.
So I guess that's kind of the depressed hoe too, right?
Right, you're avoiding this thing. I don't want to deal with my finances. I don't want to deal with, job,
Adulting
kids,
101.
parents, family. So I'm just going to fuck the pain away. Smoke and fuck the pain away.
Right. Well, also because there's this huge, I'll call it an epidemic of the use of crystal meth, like party and play, when it comes to the gay community and people, all the communities.
And right, with Demi
specifically-
Lovato.
Yeah,
at
Demi
the moment.
Lovato. But I don't know what her situation is, but I do know that there is like an underground
Drug sex scene.
drug sex where they kind of just go hand in hand. Like, you cannot have sex sober. It's like you're on meth and you have sex, and it just kind of goes hand in hand. And so I always question why, especially as gay men, do you need to be out of your mind to enjoy a sexual physical interaction?
Well, I've had experiences, because I don't smoke, I don't do the devil's lettuce or anything like that, where telling someone that
It's medicinal.
it is, and it's legal in California, that I don't smoke kind of puts a damper on any potential experiences. For some people, like you said, drugs and sex go hand in hand. And so if you're not interested in partying, playing, or
Tina.
or smoking and chilling, or Netflix and chilling, but you gotta roll a blunt first, they're not interested. So I've missed out on some sex because of that.
Actually, that has not the weed smoking, but the
Tina?
Tina, that has been a situation where I didn't know. Actually, one time I was on the app talking to somebody, and I was with my friend Samantha Jones, and I was saying the conversation out loud, and he was like, "They're smoking meth." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "I could tell by what they're saying that they're smoking meth and they're high." And I was like, "How can you tell?" He's like, "Ask him." I asked him, and he blocked me right away. And I was just like, "Wow, okay." Yeah, so I think it has something to do with masculinity, with men not being kind of cultured to not accept physical love, and so there's a void that's being filled by
sex. But I don't even think that's just masculinity, because women do it as well. I think that there are a lot of women who are seeking that same validation through sex in ways that men do. Maybe
True.
it's different means, but it's
It's
the
a
same.
different playing field, but it's the same concept.
Right. Okay.
What's the last
And so the
phase?
last one is my favorite, and it's the happy hoe. The clouds have lifted, you're in a good space, life is good, and you're hoeing for yourself. You're thotting and bopping for fun. And this is the state that I'm currently
That's
in.
a healthy hoe.
Right. A happy hoe is a healthy hoe. And when you're doing it for yourself, you're out there, you're enjoying life, you're having sex because you want to and not because you're trying to fill a void or depressed or get back at anyone. And hoeing doesn't necessarily mean you're having sex. It could just be going on a lot of dates or flirting with a lot of people. You're, moving and grooving. You're doing your thing, and you're okay with it. You're enjoying your sexuality for yourself and not for everyone else.
Like Being Mary Jane season 3.
Never seen it.
Doesn't watch TV.
Right.
Jesus.
But I think that's those are important phases that you go through, and identifying where you are in your hoe phase helps you move through that process.
It's like a self-sufficient Miss Independent hoe.
Right.
Or Mr. Independent, or
person independent.
Person independent.
Right.
Human independent. Yeah, I definitely think there is, like, well, it's kind of to circle back to what I was saying before about, kind of redefining who I was sexually went after the breakup. It was not about anybody else. It was about me.
Right.
And so I was a happy hoe / whatever hoe phase I mentioned before. Void hoe.
So then you really weren't happy. But when you got to the happy hoe point.
I was. Well, yeah.
Well, if you were trying to avoid something or fill a void, you weren't really
last week I was a happy
for yourself.
hoe. So this episode's What the Tweet goes to Miss Bree. She has 3 S's in her Miss, MISSSBRI_. So she tweeted out, 30 plus men always using that's not too old for you, huh? Line when he tells you his age. Boy, bring your old ass over here. Which there's something to say about age. And do you feel old? How old are you, Mason?
I'm 34, and I don't feel old because I don't know what old feels like. But I also find that being older makes me sexier for some reason.
Like at the salt and pepper beard
Yeah,
at the tip.
yes, right here.
I'm seasoned. I'm 30.
A baby.
I'm not a baby. I'm grown and sexy. Okay. All right. Mason, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at First Gentleman and on Instagram at Mr. Freemason. And where are you?
I'm Jayce Mase across the board. Make sure you guys use the hashtag Jayce and Mase, JayceAndMase. Tell us your thoughts. Tell us what hoe phase relates to you the most. We're curious.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. Watching.
They say we controversial and we breaking the virtues. Now that we in the game, we in every commercial. Magazine, radio, we stay interviewing. Might hit up Wendy Williams just to ask her, how you doing?